Yeah, let's ride.
Oh, that's not going to work. Good day, folks, and welcome to episode 33 of Blue Eyed Sports with Allan Noblett. And, folks, I didn't do anything on Friday. I said I was going to cover the Carabao Cups and Carabao Cup games and the FA Cup games. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get that in on Friday. Also, leaving this for Monday was a better idea because I've got no Premier League to cover today, folks. We won't be doing the next match week preview until Friday, as games return then, as we are on a cup tournament break this week, including replays that are coming up later in this week. And with that, folks, the first thing I wanted to touch on today is how we are so far into the Carabao Cup before I started to cover it. Folks, we've already got the semifinals set. The semifinals are ready to go. Disappointing for Everton, losing to Fulham, on my own biases, folks. But losing to Fulham on penalties, they do not get through. So Fulham through to the semifinal. Middlesbrough taking down Port Vale in the quarters, 3-0. Liverpool taking out West Ham in a convincing 5-1 win. And also we had penalties for Chelsea and Newcastle, where Chelsea came out on top of that one. So, folks, with the draw into the semifinal, the first leg of the semifinal, folks. So we have Middlesbrough getting the draw against Chelsea. This game is tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So again, Carabao Cup coming down to the wire. Middlesbrough deep into this tournament, the best championship team this year. And they're in tough, folks, against Chelsea. But there's an opportunity here, folks. Chelsea has been kind of inconsistent, not entirely great all season. They seem to be putting it together, and I want to lean on Chelsea a whole lot more, but folks, do not underestimate Middlesbrough, and Chelsea can't, and Chelsea should be through to this final. I wholeheartedly believe that they are going to come away with this probably 2-0. On the other semifinal, folks, Fulham all the way to the semifinal, again beating Everton. I'm kind of sour about this one. We could have had a Merseyside in the semis, and unfortunately we are not going to get it. That game on Wednesday, Liverpool and Fulham, got to be pulling for Liverpool. Got to be thinking that Liverpool is going to take that one down, folks. And looking at a Liverpool final, kind of the expected teams out of the top six, pretty much expected. It would be crazy if we could get Fulham and Middlesbrough. That would be a crazy, crazy final, and would be completely unlikely, I think. But with that, again, the semifinal is 2 legs, folks. So Middlesbrough, multiple chances to try to catch a Chelsea off guard. And it's just hard to think that Liverpool will fall to Fulham. Fulham has shown really great versions of themselves this year. But again, Liverpool's on a roll. They're at the top of the league. They want to keep their quality going. And again, I want to lean on Liverpool in the opener. Gonna have to say at least a 3-1 win for Liverpool going into the first leg of the semifinal. Carabao Cup, folks. Blah, 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 blah. With that, we jump over to the FA Cup, folks, and we're just hitting the third round this week. So we've got championship teams and Premier League teams playing this week, and then we have multiple replays that are going to have to happen. Again, this will also follow the rest of this week. Folks, we'll start Crystal Palace and Everton, a really rough game. Calvert-Lewin got a red card in this game, kind of blown away by a lot of people and a lot of different social media accounts and British news networks, as well as just kind of a shock that he got a red card for what happened and how long the review took. Disappointed in that, but again, we will have another chance, and this time, and the replay will be at Goodison Park, so Everton in a better position, maybe playing at home. So that was the first game that also will be a replay. Second game, Brentford and Wolves, also a red card for Wolves in that game. They will have to play again in the round 3 replays, as that was drawn 1-1. Folks, Fulham is through to the 4th round as they took down Rotherham 1-0. Tottenham also through after taking down Vincent Kompany's Burnley 1-0 as well. Lower upset, folks. We've had Maidstone United beating Stevenage 1-0. Good for them. They'll be through to the 4th round. Coventry City taking down Oxford United 6-2. Absolutely picking them apart. Next game, we had 2 championship sides in Millwall and Leicester City. A 3-2 game, Leicester City taking that down. Millwall putting up more of a fight than maybe some would have thought. But again, Leicester City, the kings of the championship, man. 10 points into the lead. See if they can get a deep FA Cup run going this season at the same time. And a team on their heels most of the season, Ipswich Town. 3-1 against AFC Wimbledon. 3-1. Unfortunately, in the next game, folks, in the Newcastle-Sunderland game, 3-0 for Newcastle. Just Sunderland not standing a chance in that one. The next one, we have Watford. Watford taking out Chesterfield 2-1. The next game, we have Brighton and Stoke City. Brighton 4-2. Sheffield United with a great game against Gillingham, and this has got to help their confidence a bit. It's only Gillingham, but a 4-0 win, solid beatdown of a lower league team. Getting into, again, what's kind of the same thing, Blackburn Rovers facing off against Cambridge United in a 5-2 win for Blackburn. We jump over to the next game that'll have to be a replay. Newport County and Eastleigh with a 1-1 draw. Eastleigh with a red card from that game. Moving on into another game that's going to have to be replayed, folks, and this is kind of a good matchup. Norwich City and Bristol Rovers, they tied at 1, so they will be part of the round 3 replay. QPR, unfortunately, after an amazing start to this game, I got to see this game, folks. A great moment, like where QPR scores 2 goals in about 3 minutes. It was really quick and a great first half for QPR defensively. They ended the first half 2-0, but Bournemouth was just all there in the second half, and they came back, maybe not with a vengeance, but they came back still playing, still going for it, and they came all the way back to score 3 unanswered to move on to the 4th round. And Bournemouth's season, whether it be cup tournaments or, this cup tournament and in the Premier League season, good year for Bournemouth, folks. The next game, Plymouth Argyle taking down Sutton United. Not too much of a surprise there. Southampton running over Walsall 4-0. Hull City taking down, that's a draw. Hull City and Birmingham, folks, 1-1 draw. Again, Wayne Rooney has been sacked. He's gone. The team was 6th when he took over, and they are in danger of relegation now after his sacking. Folks, a bit of an upset here for me in this next game. Sheffield Wednesday absolutely running over Cardiff City 4-0. Kind of a shocker there. Would expect Cardiff City to be in some sort of better quality, but Sheffield Wednesday really coming out to play. The next game, folks, again, another run over. Chelsea running over a championship side, Preston North End. With that, jumping over to Swansea City, taking down Morecambe 2-0. Aston Villa knocking out the semi-finalist in the Carabao Cup, Middlesbrough 1-0. West Ham and Bristol City in a surprise draw that will have to go to a round 3 replay. Another surprise that'll have to be a replay, folks. Nottingham Forest and Blackpool tying at 2. Another game, folks. Luton Town, Premier League team against Bolton Wanderers. Kind of a surprise for Bolton to hold Luton Town, but they'll get a replay out of it after a scoreless draw. Leeds running over Peterborough 3-0. And, folks, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhaney's team, Wrexham United, take down Shrewsbury 1-0 as they will move on to the 4th round. Moving over to West Bromwich Albion playing Aldershot Town 4-1 for West Brom, moving on to the fourth round. Probably the biggest gap that I've seen so far. Yeah, there was the 6-2 game there. But Man City running over Huddersfield Town 5-0, just absolutely picking them apart. And our second last game here, folks, this was on yesterday. Arsenal unable to break the Liverpool defense. They had their chances, can't say they didn't. But Liverpool taking this down 2-0. Luis Suarez with an absolute rocket into the net for their second goal. With that today, the one last game in round 3 before the replays, Wigan Athletic at home to Manchester United. Got to be looking at Manchester United for rolling through. Despite their difficulties this season, Wigan Athletic does not look like too much of a challenge, even though United on the road. So, again, folks, for the rest of this week, we've got a whole bunch of games on Tuesday. So, Bolton, Luton Town, that replay. We've got then the Blackpool and Nottingham Forest, Wolves and Brentford, Bristol Rovers and Norwich City, Birmingham replaying Hull City, Eastleigh and Newport replaying, Bristol City playing West Ham again, and then one game on Wednesday, and that is the Everton Crystal Palace game. So that will be the round 3 replay, folks. And again, things looking good for Wrexham United. Again, they're through to the next round. Going to do a little extra thing here, folks. So one thing that I'm going to do is just run over League 2, League 1, and the Championship. Just to keep an eye on this. And the only reason I'm going down this low, folks, mainly is Wrexham United. They're becoming more and more popular. Absolutely love them. Let's do. So, the 4th League of English Football, folks. The standings in it. Let's see if I can get this here. Yeah. So, folks, the playoff positions for League 2, we've got Notts County in 6th place with 42 points. They're 3 points up on three teams right behind them in AFC Wimbledon, MK Dons, and Crawley Town. But Notts County has looked better in recent time. Crewe Alexandra, they're 2 points ahead of Notts County in 4th. Barrow up in 4th place, 4 points ahead of those guys. And Barrow only a point behind both Mansfield Town and Wrexham United, tied at 49, tied in 2nd place, folks. But with that, the goal differential for Mansfield Town is actually 8 more than Wrexham. Kind of surprised by that, actually. But with that, Stockport is leading League 2 right now at 51 points, 2 points ahead of Mansfield Town and Wrexham. And looking at it, folks, Wrexham is the one that looks the best out of anyone in the top 6 right now. They have a 4-0-1 record in their last 5. Anyone else, it's like 3-1-1 for the best records. Otherwise, 2-1-2, 2-3. Wrexham also in good quality right now. So also moving into the 4th round of the FA Cup. Things looking good for Wrexham. I would love to see them move up another league. And folks, Wrexham coming back up is just good for English football. So, with that, folks, we jump over to the standings in League 1 currently, and we'll do the top 6 here. We've got 2 teams tied at 6th, and Stevenage, after their loss in the FA Cup, they'll be able to focus again more on the league. They're tied with Barnsley at 43 points. Both of those teams, speaking about it, Barnsley has a 6-goal advantage in goal differential to be ahead of them for that final playoff spot. Oxford United, after being knocked out of the FA Cup, they are at 46 points, 3 points up on the two teams behind them. Again, knocked out of the FA Cup, so hopefully they can focus more on... Focus more on the league. Derby County up to 49 points and tied with Peterborough. Folks, this is insanely close between Peterborough and Derby. They're both at 49 points. They both have a 23 goal differential. But with Peterborough having 3 more draws, despite 1 less loss, but the 3 draws have Peterborough above Derby. Again, tied at 49 points. These teams 3 points ahead of Oxford and 6 points ahead of Barnsley. So things looking good for Peterborough and Derby going forward. And folks, the Bolton Wanderers trying to get back to the championship in that second spot. They are 2 points ahead of the 2 teams behind them at 51 and on a bit of a roll, 4-0-1 in their last 5. And with that, they're only 2 points behind a team that has 2 more games played. So Bolton is right there and ready to take the lead in League One. And with the quality, it looks like they can. 2 games in hand, whew, man. But Portsmouth is still in the lead for League One at 53 points. Bit of a rough last 5, folks. They are 1-2-2 in their last 5. And with that, folks, we jump over to the championship. And, folks, we'll actually look at who's actually staring relegation in the face right now in the league. In the championship, Rotherham with only 18 points. They are 7 back of the line right now, and things not looking good as they are 1-2-2 in their last 5. QPR also in huge trouble. They are 0-1-4 in their last 5. A rough go for them. And also losing to Bournemouth after such a great first half. Tough going there. Hopefully with not having to play any more FA Cup games. Again, get focused on the season. They are 4 points back of the line right now, which is Huddersfield Town at 25 points, folks. And Sheffield Wednesday, after a good, positive win over Cardiff City, they've got to feel a little bit better about themselves in chasing Huddersfield Town and maybe even Birmingham. But they are 3 points behind them with 22. They are 3-0-2 in their last 5. Not great, not terrible. Well, 3 wins, that's pretty good for Sheffield Wednesday with how they've been. And Huddersfield only in trouble, folks. 1-1-3 in their last 5. Birmingham 0-2-3 in their last 5. Tough sledding with the sacking of Wayne Rooney. Not a good place for them. Only 3 points up on Huddersfield Town. You have 2 teams that are definitely not safe, but Stoke City's undefeated in their last 5. They're but only 1 win in those 5. And only 1 point up on Birmingham, tied with Plymouth Argyle. Argyle, again, not doing well either, but only 1 defeat in their last 5 at 1-3-1. Looking at it, folks, the teams that are really okay and not too terribly concerned about relegation right now, despite Blackburn's 4 straight losses in the league. We've got 3 teams tied at 32 in Blackburn, Swansea City, and Millwall. Millwall on a bit of a roll trying to come back up the table here. They are 3-2-0 in their last 5. And jumping up into the playoff spots, folks, and I'll talk about the couple of teams that are 3 points back or less of the playoff spots. So things still very tight for that last playoff spot. If you're looking at Sunderland, they have 40 points in the final playoff position. Hull City right behind them, 1 point. And then you have both Coventry City and Cardiff City, 3 points back, 1 game, 1 win. Like, that's still very close, folks. Hull City, Coventry City, Cardiff City, all that's still quite possible. And really, at only 4 points back, really only we're past halfway at 26 games played. Things aren't out of the question if they can get on a run, and these 3 teams all with 36 points, Watford, Bristol City, and Middlesbrough. And Middlesbrough's got to feel confident being in a semi-final for the Carabao Cup. Jumping up above Sunderland is West Bromwich Albion, still sitting in the playoff spots. They have 2 points above Sunderland right now, but there is a 6-point gap to the next team, folks. And this is, again, where these 4 teams leading the championship have been this way for quite some time now. Leeds United, 6 points again ahead of West Brom at 48 points. 2-1-2 in their last 5. looking pretty good. They are 4 points behind the third place Southampton team, who are 4-1-0 in their last 5. And again, one of those teams, and they've been catching Ipswich Town. It looks like Southampton may be actually able to do that and take that second automatic promotion spot. But that battle's heating up, folks. Again, Ipswich Town still hanging on to second place, but they've had a bit of an odd run. They are 0-4-1 in their last 5 games. Only one loss, but only picking up a point at a time is going to be insanely difficult to keep up to just the absolute powerhouse that Leicester City is in this league. Just to go over their stuff here, folks. Leicester City is 21 wins, 2 draws, and only 3 losses on the year. So only 3 games in 26, they haven't gotten points. Again, 65 points for them on the year. The goal differential, just in comparison to Ipswich Town and Southampton behind them, is more than double. The goal differential for Leicester City is 36. Ipswich Town and Southampton both 15. So just like the quality of Leicester City going down, and again, some people mad about Everton not getting their penalty last year. If it had happened, it would be Everton down in the championship, not Leicester. But yeah, folks, Leicester City just running away with the championship. And with that runs into a Conference League qualifying matches. And with this quality of this team, folks, we're probably going to see Leicester City in the Conference League, the UEFA Conference League. So, folks, tomorrow, back with the NHL review, the standings review, the player stats review. Again, Marc-Andre Fleury continuing to put himself further up the all-time goalie stats and tying Patrick Waugh with wins at 551. Should be easily able to pass that and take over second place for all-time wins. Just absolutely happy for... I think everyone that is an NHL fan is a Marc-Andre Fleury fan. If you don't like Marc-Andre Fleury, I can't say it. End up being PG. And yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow for the NHL review, folks. Thanks for your time. Have a great day. Give the page Blue Eyed Sports with Allan Noblett a share. Invite your friends. Give the video a share, like, drop a comment if you have any comments. Thanks for your time, folks.